On this page, we're studying the concept of developing a thesis. And it's a very important concept that you're going to be using in every course beyond this one in college, not just in the English department, but in any department that has a paper. They want to have a college level thesis or main point. I'm going to share this page with you and take a look at what I've written, but sometimes it really helps to have a video explain it too. Couple of key points here. Your thesis can never be a question. It has to be a statement that you support with evidence in the rest of the paper. It could also not be merely a topic, okay? It has to say something about what you're writing about. So for instance, this is not a thesis. Why is Dr. Seuss so popular? It can't be a question, right? This is also not a thesis. Dr. Seuss and Robert Frost, two poets. Two poets, what? You have to have something that you must defend with evidence. And I should point out that it's okay if the person reading your essay doesn't agree with you. In fact, that kind of makes it fun because you have something to prove, okay? So this is a thesis. Dr. Seuss in his book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, makes a more profound statement about life choices than Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken, because of his use of because of his use of setting, character development, and silly irony. Okay, this is a good thesis for a couple of reasons. It does point out sub-arguments, foreshadows, the points that you're going to make to support your thesis later in the paper. You're going to write about setting and why the setting works in this poem. You're going to write about the character development, and you're going to write about irony. So in some ways, this is the perfect thesis because it gives you a statement to defend. How many people, especially English teachers, think that Dr. Seuss is a better poet than Robert Frost? Well, you've got something to prove here. And then you split up your ideas into sub-arguments that later in the essay you will develop about setting, about character development, and about irony. I hope that makes sense. You'll be all writing a working thesis this week to kind of get ready for your first paper. And that phrase, working thesis, implies that it's a work in progress. It can change as you write. It will change as you write. It's the most important sentence in any essay is your thesis, your main point. So you're going to take a lot of time thinking about it. You're going to put a lot of work into polishing it to make sure that there's no grammar or punctuation problems with it. And you're going to play with it a little bit. The more that you write, the more that your thesis will take shape and evolve. You don't necessarily start with a thesis and then never change it as you're writing your essay. It should be flexible enough to kind of shape until the final draft of the paper is ready to submit to your teacher. Don't worry too much about the thesis, just play with it right now. It's a work in progress.